Hey guys, Credit Shifu here. Today we are going to look at secured credit cards and figure out which one would be right for who out of the secured cards that are on offer in early 2017. Before I start this episode, I just have to disclose that I personally haven't used a secure card, so all this information comes from articles that I've read and friends who have used them. I generally only like to review cards that I've actually used, but for this topic, that isn't an option. So first of all, what is a secured card? Getting a secured credit card is a bit like renting an apartment. With an apartment, you generally give the landlord 1 month's rent as a security deposit, and he gives it back to you when you move out, as long as you haven't trashed the place. Then he would use it for repairs. That is exactly what you do with a secured credit card. You give the bank an amount of money, usually equal to the credit limit you have on the card. This is called the collateral. This collateral is then stored in a locked bank account and will be used to reimburse the bank if you don't pay your bills. Basically, they don't trust you. Hurts, doesn't it? But if you prove you are trustworthy and always pay the money you owe, the credit card company will raise your limit and give back your collateral when you either close your account or upgrade to a non-secured card. So, what's the point of all this? Well, these cards are aimed at two groups of people. One, people with no credit histories. Either they're very young and they're wanting to get their first credit card ever, for example, college students, kids who've just moved out of their parents' home, or they're new immigrants to the United States. They may have had a credit card or built up a credit score in a foreign country before, but that means nothing in America, baby. They'll be starting from scratch. The second group of people is people who have damaged their credit score through missed payments or even declaring bankruptcy. They'll be looking to build their credit score back up and maybe refuse regular credit cards. But secured cards are here to help. Although you are giving the bank that security deposit, they report to the credit agencies just the same as ordinary cards do, so your credit score will improve just the same. Let's have a look at a few. First up is the Capital One Secured Mastercard. This card is a little unusual among secured credit cards because it will sometimes give a limit higher than the security deposit, depending on your credit score. They will ask you for either $49, $99, or $200 as collateral for a $200 limit card. After 5 months of on-time payments, they'll raise your limit without asking for more money. When you close your account, they'll give your collateral back. You will be able to check your credit score through Capital One's credit wires, which I've not found to be the most accurate, and there's also no annual fee. For this card, because it sometimes gives higher limits than the collateral, they will check your credit and want proof of a bank account and monthly income. We'll now look at the Discover It card. This card asks for a minimum of $200 as a deposit and will give a credit limit exactly matching your deposit. The Discover It secured card has no annual fee, and unlike the Capital One card, it earns rewards. It earns 1% cashback on everything and 2% on restaurants and gas. That 2% is on up to $1,000 per quarter. The Discover It card also gives you a free FICO score, which is the actual score the banks use to check your credit, so it would be considered the most accurate representation of your actual score. I would say this card is for people who want to earn rewards from their card, since this card earns cashback much like other non-secured cards, although there is no sign-up bonus. Now we have the Opensky Secured Visa. This card has a $35 annual fee, but reports to all 3 credit bureaus, so your credit builds fast and it doesn't check your credit score when you do the application. So this card is easier to get than the others. Again, the credit limit is equal to the deposit. One more thing about this card is that you don't need a bank account to apply for it. So this card could be a good fit for people who want a US credit score, but maybe here working for a foreign company paid overseas, or foreign students in the US and don't have a US bank account. This card is the one that asks the least questions, if you know what I mean. Lastly, we have the TD Bank Easy Rewards Secured. This card again takes a deposit equal to the credit limit, and it does earn Easy Rewards points, yet some online reviews I've read say that these points are pretty worthless. I checked out their site. You can exchange points for NFL jerseys, Tupperware, and there are some travel options, but it doesn't seem like you can transfer points to airline partners like you can with Chase or Amex points. But the card serves its purpose as a credit-building card, and after 7 months of on-time payments will let you graduate to the non-secured version and get your deposit back. I've had 2 friends who have used this card and say that their credit score increased quickly with it. Okay, there is a rundown of some of the secured cards on offer right now. If you're finding it tough to get a credit card in the US, then these could be a good option for you. The Discover It card and the TD Bank card both give rewards. The Opensky is the easiest to get, but it charges a $35 annual fee, and the Capital One gives higher limits, but has stricter requirements. I'll put all the links to those cards in the description below, except for the TD card, which you can't actually apply for online. You have to go to a branch to get it. As always, I'm the Credit Shifu. Please subscribe for more useful credit card tips and tricks every week. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thecreditshifu. We have contacted the winner of this week's Facebook Amazon gift card competition. For all those who took part but didn't win, don't worry, we'll be holding more giveaways in the future, hopefully with higher value gift cards too. We'll see you guys next time.